Welcome to At the Vanguard. We're Tbvanguard, and our motto is for fans by fans. We showcase fans on the front line of the Team VZ movement. This podcast is an open forum to discuss current topics as they relate to Chris Brown and his fan base.
Okay, well, first of all, I just wanted to thank everybody for joining us on this podcast. This is our 10th podcast, and we're pretty excited because we're now double digit, and it's all because of you guys and your involvement. So first and foremost, just want to say thank you so much for participating. And this is our 10th one, and we're pretty excited. Chris rolled out that song Questions and also had the video come out this week. And the poll question was, what's your favorite part of the song or the video? And 33% said that the song was staying on repeat. They love the song. 16% said they like Chris with the dance moves. 47% said you already know we love both the music and the video. And 4% said that they love the Kevin Little sample. And so just wanted to toss it out to you guys and tell us what you guys think about the song and the video.
It's Sammy. At first, from the first clip that I heard, I don't know, the clip that they had on Wrap Up, is that the same as like the song that we're hearing now, the full cut song? Because it seems like it's very different.
Yeah, so the one that they had on Wrap Up was a rap version. I think somebody else had mentioned that it was more of the chorus, some of the song, and a loop. But yeah, it is a different version than the one that's out there, even though it's almost the same amount of time because it's a little bit over 2 minutes.
The song is good. I like the song. It's very nice. It's a good song. I like it.
What did you think about the video?
The video I liked. It's a little different, reggae influence dancing, and I like that Chris is letting the girls dance a little more. In his videos, I noticed, or the guys, mostly the girls are dancing a little more in the videos, and that's kind of cool because I mean, you know, sometimes people do videos and they're not even in it. So, you know, I think that's a little change. Even though I'm glad he was in the video, but I see the girls are dancing a little more, just a little bit. And what else? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. Do you have something else to say?
No, go ahead.
Okay. I like the song too. I didn't know that it was going to be a single. So I was really happy when I found out that it was going to be a single, because I thought it was just going to be one of those songs that you hear a snippet of, because I did hear a snippet before, maybe a month ago. And I was like, oh, I hope he puts this out. I added it. I'm like, please, release this. This would be a nice song. And we got it. So I was still super happy about that. The video is really simple. I liked all the colors. And the dancing was great. And I really liked his outfits, his look. I don't know who styled him, but I really liked his looks. He looked really nice.
And the colors too, huh? It had a glow effect in the video. Yeah. I love that. April, are you on?
I am. I concur with the last person who spoke. I always love the dance moves. I always think his choreographic is fantastic and on point. I'm like you, I like the outfit. I love the dance, so I love the dance throughout the entire video. Everybody's already trying to do them or mimic them. And I need to listen to the music a little bit more because I like to kind of sit down and listen to the lyrics, so I need to spend a little bit more time doing that. I haven't had I love the beat, love all of that, but I haven't really sat down and listened to all the lyrics.
But there's no cussing in this one, right?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
there's no Chris rapping in this one. So I kind of think that this is for the people who want that dance music. The pop, it's very, has a pop sound to it. It's very catchy. You know, it already has like 3 million, 4 million views on Vivo, and it has like 1.7 listens on Vivo. So, you know, if we continue with this at this rate of people listening to it and playing it, it's already on the format. I think Tammy can tell us if it's on the radio format. It should debut pretty high on the Billboard charts. Tammy, is it on the radio charts for us to request, or do we have to actually ask for them to play that song?
It's on.
Yeah. So we can go ahead and just click the box when we do the request. So that was pretty quick, because didn't it take a little bit of time before some of, like, Pills and Automobiles, it took a little bit of time before they put that on the radio format, right?
Tammy?
No, they added it. On some stations it was added. On some it's still not added. It's still not added. But questions, it's on a lot of them. But it's there. It's not on the pop stations, though. That's what we need to get it on.
Okay, we'll have to make note of that.
Hey, ladies.
Hi!
Hey.
Sade. Hi, Sade.
Hey, Sade, how you doing?
Good.
So we know who
But
you
like right now, the video is at 3.8 million. And so it's going to easily be 4 million, you know, midday, probably heading towards 5 million, probably 6 million by Sunday. So that's really good.
We could get 10 by Wednesday makes it a week, right?
Yeah, but I think that it still could go all the way up to Thursday. So I think if we hit 10 million by Thursday on the video and maybe 2-3 million on the audio, that's going to be 13 to 15 million. That's a good debut on Billboard.
Oh, yeah. The Spotify streams are great. He just, I just looked, he got over 407,000 since yesterday. Just yesterday alone, 407,000, like 975 people or streams they got, and just yesterday. And it's weird because I went to his Spotify, and when you look at it, like from the computer, it said that it was released on the 18th. Because a lot of people said that when they would click on it, they would see it, but it wouldn't play. Like, especially like other team breeders that lived in like other countries, they said it wasn't available. So I guess yesterday it was available to everybody, and I'm just like, that's weird. Okay.
Yeah, Spotify has some delay issues. And, you know, we had a couple of people who wanted to do a streaming party this weekend. So we've got the playlist set up for the video and for the music. After we get off this conversation, we'll go ahead and retweet that with the hashtag, I think it's questions on Vivo, and we'll attach that to both playlists. And then I'll also refresh the Spotify playlist and update it with question, because when I tried to do it earlier, I couldn't link questions to the playlist. It wasn't letting me link it. So we'll get those three out there for people to start playing and streaming for Saturday through Sunday. Well, and continue on for the rest of the week, but I'll try and get the playlist updated. What did you guys think about, one of the poll questions you asked was that people had some concerns about the original artist, Kevin Little, I guess that's how you say his name, Lytle?
Yes.
It's Little, yeah.
Little.
And we found a tweet for him where he said that he loved the song and that he was actually getting publishing on it, and he was very thankful to Chris. But that shut a lot of people down, because I know people were saying, oh, Chris just, stole somebody's song.
No, that was just smear campaign.
Yeah.
You know,
it was just people that didn't like him to begin with.
Unbelievable. They are unbelievable, like how much hatred they have. Like, and they know everything about him.
Fans.
Everything.
Yeah. But make sure they keep listening to those words. Keep streaming the song. They're streaming it.
I knew he got the clearance for the sample once it leaked, because when the leak happened like 2 weeks ago, before it actually dropped, he was retweeting tweets about it. I think Wrap Up was the first person to post the leak, and Kevin had retweeted it, and I'm like, oh, this is a leaked version of the song, but he's already retweeting like tweets about the song. So I was like, oh, that means he got the approval. I'm like, but duh, you can't release a single, put it on iTunes and sample a song without the artist's permission, because he would get sued. Like, why would they even think he would do that? Like, I'm like, y'all just say anything now. Like, y'all just say anything at this point. Because y'all know he had to get clearance for the sample. Like, stop being stupid. And then a lot of people was like, oh, he just stole the melody. And I seen it, because a lot of the negative, like, the crazy thing is, it was more positive than negative. But of course, the people who, said stuff, because me being Caribbean, I liked your song. I think he did it tastefully. He didn't really sing in an accent until it was certain parts. But like most of the time, he sung in his regular singing voice. So I'm like, he was like, oh, he's trying to force an accent. And I'm like, dude, no, he's not. Majority of the song, he's singing regularly.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, but I guess it's a great song. I'm like, y'all listening. So I prefer, you could talk about it. Like, why not? It trended twice in the same day, when the song dropped and when the video came out. I'm like, then they're like, oh, he stole from Sean Paul. Give me the light video. I'm like, oh my God. People can't draw inspiration from things. Like, now y'all really grasping at straws now. I was like, you know what? Listen, we're not doing this today. I said, let me mute certain phrases, because now y'all being outlandish today. Like, we're not doing that.
Because that's their way of doing a smear campaign to take away from the song. They're trying to ruin the song, is what they're trying to do to, get people to think, oh, he stole the song, so don't support it.
Exactly.
Oh, he's this, he's that. And, we just have to ignore them, because, I've been coming across more and more, silly things. And I haven't seen any Team Breezy saying anything about anybody else. And we're just seeing the clip. And everybody else, I'm seeing the tweets, but I ignore it, because I don't want to go back and forth with those people. I only follow Team Breezy just to avoid others coming and harassing me.
Yeah.
So
I don't argue. I don't go back and forth with people, simply for the fact that it's like talking to a brick wall. They're so closed-minded. Like, everybody was just like, just say you hate him and go. Like, because now y'all really grasping at straws. Like, people who were just tired of people say, oh, he did this and that. They're like, just say you hate him and go. That's it.
But did you guys see that one tweet where I'm gonna see if I could repost that one tweet where the person said, oh, after I drag Chris, but then I go back and play his music. Did you guys see that?
Yeah. Like, really?
And it's true. They all do, because they know everything.
Everything.
They know everything. They can show you charts. And I'm like, I didn't even know we were doing that chart.
I'm like, know that.
You know what?
You might as well just come over to this team. It seems like you be keeping up with everything. You might as well just come over here.
Hey, tell me what I don't know. You know what
I like when they say your haters are your biggest fans, so we should go to them for chart placement and true numbers, right?
It seemed like it's crazy, because it's like, y'all talking about it, it's going to make people want to listen to the song. Like, oh, they say he stole such and such. Let me go look at the video and see. Let me go look. And it's like, dude, y'all don't even realize that you're helping the song. Like, okay, but whatever. Like, it hasn't, like, the song has been on, as far as like iTunes go, it hasn't dropped out of the top 50. Like, it just stays in there. Like, and it's doing better internationally than it, it's doing well here, but like internationally, it's insane. Like, it's top 20, top 10, top 5 in like many countries. And I'm like, see, it's not about what we think here. Yeah, like, it's everywhere. I was like, you know what? He was smart. And I'm like, I'm so upset about a sample. Like, this is helping Kevin too, because this is exposing him to a generation of people who probably didn't hear the original and don't even know who he is.
Exactly.
That would be me. That would be me.
Yeah, same here. I mean, and the song is from 2003. I mean, it's from a long time ago. It's that's 2003 to me. It seems short, but in reality, I mean, that's a very long time ago. But I'm looking. I wanted to introduce Che. Che, do you want to say hi? You have a news.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hi guys.
Hi, Che.
Hi, Jay.
I was gonna say, Sin, you have a fellow Chicagoan.
Oh, you're from Chicago?
Yes.
Oh, hi.
That's awesome.
Team Breezy bringing people together.
Right?
One person at a time. One person at a time.
A person at a time, different coasts at a time as well.
Yeah. Jay, what did you think about the song?
I love this song. I love that it has a kind of Caribbean vibe, which I love. He kind of did that with the brown skin girl from Graffiti. So I really love that he brought that back. And I love the video, from the dance sequences to how he looked, which looked so handsome. I just loved everything about it.
Yeah,
His outfits were amazing in that video.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the most I've ever seen him change in a video too. I think he had about 6 or 7 different outfits in that video. I'm like, geez.
Yeah.
And did you guys see the lady who did the little dance clip to
For
Sid
Pie.
And
Was it Pie?
Yeah. No, yeah. Pie. That's right. That's Pie. Did you see her in there?
Yeah.
And also one other thing too is like with the video being number 1 on iTunes chart, that actually kind of supersedes some of the placement on the music chart. So wherever he is on the iTunes main chart, the fact that the video is number 1, that pushes it up even further because a lot of people just release the songs and not necessarily release the video at the same time. And quite honestly, I think this song is going to be huge for Chris, bigger than Party. It could even be bigger than like Loyal at the end of the day because it has a pop sound, a feel-good sound to it, and it has like a international type of flavor to it. I know the people in Brazil are going crazy over this song.
And there's no cursing. There's no cursing in the song.
Well, we said, no cursing and no rapping, right?
Yeah.
This is like his first like clean single in a while. Like clean,
No.
like no cursing, no cursing, no profane, no rapping, like clean. When's the last time you put a song out like that? Like clean.
And no features. So no
features.
cursing, no drug references, no rapping, no features. And see, he doesn't need all that, right?
Right.
No, because it's sometimes annoying when you have to like kind of tiptoe. Like, let's say you want to play some music out loud and like you want to play some Chris, but it's just like, oh dang, I can't really play this song because like he says this and that in there. Let me skip to a different song.
Private is a song that you have to listen to by yourself, or like people that you're like who already heard the song. Like you can't really play private around everybody.
No, not at all.
Especially when that rap verse come in. I remember my mom came in while I was listening. She was like, "What he said?" I'm like, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
I think it's another key is that it's going to make it easier for it to go to radio, and that's maybe why it's being added so quickly. There's nothing for them to bleep or mute or so that's a good thing. That's an extra thing.
Yeah.
Plus, also, if this is again, as fans, I'm hoping this is the direction that most of the album is going to be. Where it's him, because at the beginning he said there's not going to be that many features, so he doesn't. Obviously, with this, you can see he doesn't need features. He doesn't need all that extra stuff. And I'm hoping this is a good representation of some of the other, types of songs on the album where you can listen to it any time. It's not going to be something where you have to edit it out or look at your parents like, we didn't hear that word, right, Mom and Dad?
I have a feeling that he's still working on the album.
Yeah, because Halloween is like, what, 2.5 months from now? It's like, he's still adding and subtracting things off of there. It also made me wonder if a lot of the 40 songs are going to be short like that, because I don't think he wants us to be sitting there for 2 or 3 hours listening to an album. I just don't.
Right. But doesn't it seem like this song, like somebody was saying on Instagram, that it almost sounds like this song is an interlude, like maybe after Party into this song, maybe going into another song, because it's only 2 minutes. It's not even like 3.5 or 4 minutes long. So this, we'll see, but this is a hot song though.
From what I know what's going to be on the album, if we know that the song list that he put on his Instagram like a couple months ago isn't the particular order of the track listing. So I do feel like it probably would be next to a song that has the same kind of island vibe. So if he was to put it on the album track listing, maybe that would be it. And then Bite My Tongue will come right after, like, because that flow just goes in, like, as far as like transitioning goes, it flows well. Like, because I don't think he would go from like having that type of song and then go to like a rap song right after. Like, that kind of throws off like the sound of it. Like,
Yeah, but since we know Chris listens to this, and Chris, we know you're listening to this, we know you listen to our podcast, do what she said. Have it, this be the first song before it goes into Bite My Tongue. Isn't that what we were saying?
I hope
it'll
he does
be.
have some more pop songs, so to balance everything else out, because I know there's a lot of R&B, so some more pop songs that would be, that would be good. I mean, some of everything, like a mixture. I like all kinds of music, so.
Do y'all think this is going to be the last single before the album date? I think this is probably the last single until he releases the album.
Yep.
Somebody was saying to us that, well, at least I heard, I don't know if this is true or wishful thinking, but they said that Pills and Automobile was just a teaser song and that wasn't really going to be on the album. And that
He shot a video for it, though.
I know, but they
And
said that
he
was just
said that, but first, I heard that too, but he said that himself, and he said it again. Every time he's speaking of questions, he's always saying, and Pills and Automobiles. I told y'all, Chris does not know how to pick singles, and I told y'all that he likes that song.
So
That's pop music.
Then why don't you tell him right now what you think he should do? Just say, Chris, tell him what he should do.
I think he should make some more pop songs. If it's gonna be 37 songs, so he could put some pop songs, R&B, trap, do it all. I like all kinds of music, so I'm not, limited to just pop or R&B. I like, as long as the rhythm and the flow is good, that's all I need.
Yeah.
Have a
I'm
good
all
rhythm
for
and flow.
multiple genres on one album. Just make sure it's cohesive. I don't want it to sound like it's all over the place, that he just threw this song here, threw that song there. Make it flow, like as if it's telling a story. It would be dope if the actual album packaging is a two-disc thing, where like the first half, like how Beyonce kind of did with the I Am Sasha Fierce album, where she had like the first half of the album was like the I Am section was like the slower songs, the meaningful songs, which was like the Beyonce part of her, and it was like the Sasha Fierce part was like the up tempos, the dance songs, diva and all that, and that was the Sasha Fierce album. So it's kind of like flip it and do like have the heartbreak section with like the meaningful songs, the slow songs, R&B, and then like I guess the full moon will be like when the beats come out, because it's dropping on Halloween, so that will play it.
Yeah.
So
That's actually
it plays
good, though.
the Halloween theme and the werewolf, like like the beats come out on the full moon, and then that's where like the trap songs, the rap songs, the club bangers go into that section. It's a dope idea, because having the Halloween date, he can play off of that so well.
Yeah, I like that.
Release party, like a album release party where you got to dress up in a Halloween costume, have like spooky trailers and like commercials and like little what would it be, like little videos, like what would be considered, like little films he could create, like just I would literally, Halloween is one of my favorite holidays, so like I would thrive off of that. Like that's like a great marketing strategy.
Yeah, but we definitely need some pop songs, because when I was adding, like, requesting on, I don't know, did you guys see the list? It's on my page, and it's not like the media-based request forms. It's the other ones, like from the radio station. If y'all get a chance, just go to my page and request it. It's just type in his name and then you press type his name in and then questions and then you just press request. It's very simple, much easier than the media-based request forms. And they was pulling up Run It. Like when you type in his name, Run It was coming up. What else? Forever, Beautiful, or something. All of the old songs. So he has to do more pop songs because, from the computer, it's bringing old songs. So Chris has to come back with some more pop songs because the last ones they have are from 5 years ago. So.
And I think about it, when was the last time he had like his main single be a pop record?
Right.
Was it Fortune Era?
Yeah, I think it was Fortune with Turn Up the Music and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Don't Wake Me Up, right?
Yeah. Jeez.
Other than features, yes, that was the last one. I'm not the biggest fan of pop, so I just sit quietly when y'all talk about pop. But I know, I mean, the thing is, people love the pop numbers. So, but I want to, I want to hear some heart. I want to hear some soul. So, I know those aren't the biggest sellers, but I do want to hear that. I want that in there. I want that element. It's the only thing I think is missing a lot of heart. Things that really show his heart. There's,
They need to put Grass Ain't Greener back on the album too, even though it's over a year old. That song is just an amazing song.
It is. I agree.
But he can put Grass and Greener because the funny thing is, Questions is almost 2 years old.
Yeah, I saw that on Twitter.
That's what I was going to bring up. Yeah, that's a surprise.
It looks like Jandy's joined us.
Old, probably. I think that's probably why he kept setting it back, because now he has his home studio, so he probably in there making songs like, ooh, I think I want to put this on the album now. It's like, I bet you when we finally get the actual product on 31st October, the track list is going to be completely different from what we saw.
That would be so Chris. That would be so Chris.
Like, dude, even not the songs we saw on Instagram.
And then he'll take those songs and put them on a mixtape, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
no.
Don't do that, Christopher Maurice Brown. Please don't do that, Christopher Maurice Brown. Please don't do that.
Before the Party was the last time you could do that. You can't do that again. Like, that's like, don't do that, please. Before the Party was like, that was album quality, but
It was.
I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, that's a whole other story.
I'm anticipating to hear Uncle Charlie and Chris Brown. I can't wait to hear that song.
Yes, and they sampled for that song. They sampled the melody of "Outstanding" by the Gap Band, so I'm really excited for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
But
It's the Gap Band song, an actual Gap Band song.
So it's not going to be actual. It's not going to be him singing Charlie Wilson.
No, it is Charlie Wilson singing.
Sings the chorus with Chris. It's whatever part, whatever they're singing it together. Him and Charlie Wilson at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so great.
And I told Paula, I said, isn't that an Ashanti song though?
Oh my! I was like, you know what? I'm gonna send you out for a switch. Like, don't you ever? But I think Ashanti did. Is it Baby? Did she sample? She did sample a bit of it. I can't remember the song.
Listen, Baby, but I thought that was Ashanti's song. I didn't know that that was a sample. So what I know, I don't know.
No, I love Outstanding. That's such like a smooth track. It's like a good, like feel good. You can like bob your shoulders a little bit.
That's
I like that song.
Our little baby. Our little baby. You hear that, D? Our little baby knows that Gap Band. Yeah, send yourself for time out.
What can I say?
It's okay. It's okay.
I just got to pick on you. I just had to pick on you a little bit because, like, I want to say hi to Jandy. Jandy's joined us.
Yeah, I'm here. I may have you guys on mute for a little bit. I'm leaving my nail appointment, so I don't want to be driving and all that background noise. But hey, everybody.
Hey, Jandy. I need to be.
Yeah, we need a mixtape. I don't want him putting like all the songs that he's already listed that are going to be on the album. I don't want him scrapping any of those and putting them on a mixtape. But yeah, we can get a mixtape with the album because you know he's got 6 songs. So.
You know, having said all that though, it was like boom, 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 boom. Everything we talked about, it was like all this stuff was coming out, and it was eerie, wasn't it? You guys, you were like, wait, Danny said that. Wait, Danny said that. What?
He's like reading our minds, or he's listening. One of the two. I don't know. Maybe my subliminal messages are finally getting through. Maybe he's tone up his mind reading skills. I don't know. Something. I don't know.
One thing we know for sure is that he
just hasn't pulled up to pick me up and swoop me away, so maybe it's not the mind reading. I don't know.
Well, you have to keep saying it, so that's why we have to say it in the podcast. And then I guess you guys saw the pictures and the little video clip of Chris on the set with Davies for Perfect. And they had like matching pants and stuff on.
Oh,
Isn't that so cute?
I'm excited for the video.
He looked sharp in the video. In one of the clips, it looked like I don't know if it was a warehouse or whatever, but he had like a nice, like, I don't want to say it was a suit, but like just like the jacket part and like some suit pants and his loafers. He looked nice.
It did look like a suit. I think it was a suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Brown should do like a some type of challenge of some sort. I don't know, but I know he only wears his like those jackets like once or twice, and then he gives it to his friends. He should give it to us. Because I like that jacket he wore in Gucci video, Tone It Down. Then the other jacket he wore in, what was the other one? I forgot. No, it was the recent one. It's so many. And then, they don't really wear the costumes. So you should do like some type of challenge or a competition and let the fans win it. The actual jacket. Jan, you were saying something about a jacket, one of the jackets he had on, right?
Oh, there's been like so many. Like I know that one that was in the that's been a couple of years ago though, the Bape one. And How Many Times, that video. I love that jacket.
Oh, okay. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
He has some of the nicest jackets. I love the jacket that he had on in the Pie video with Mickey Mouse on it. It's like a vintage Disney jacket. I can't remember.
Was it leather?
Yeah. But you know what I'm talking about? The one when he's opening the doors for the girls in the house? That jacket.
And then the one he performed at the BET Awards.
That was Versace. It was a custom Versace jacket. They painted it for him.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he's only going to wear it once. Like, what he does with his clothes after, like, he's not, probably he'll wear it probably twice, but then after that, he's going to give it to his homies, right?
Yeah.
No, he ain't going to give it to his homies. But because remember that suit that he wore in She Ain't You that had, like, the black with the little sprinkles? And he donated that one to some museum. Remember, it's in some music museum.
Oh, yeah. It's in, it's actually the Instagram. If you scroll all the way to the bottom of his Instagram, that's his very first post.
I know I was late coming in. I'm gonna ask. So what do we say about questions?
Oh, we love it.
We say about what?
Questions. Because I came in late, so I didn't get there.
I'm watching it now.
I've got it playing. Yeah, I've got it playing.
We love the video. We love the song. Everybody loves the song and the videos. It's doing real, real well.
What y'all think? We always saying, oh, it's got to be longer. When we heard the league errors, it got to be longer, but this is it. So what do you think about that?
We thought it was an interlude, perhaps. You know what I'm saying? But he's smart in making us want more. That's the good thing about it.
And I'll tell you what, being short like that is just something. It's just something about it. It's not long enough. So this is one playlist, and we have a playlist of 10 copies of the same video, of questions, in a playlist. And so that's what I play. Just let it play on browsers. But I don't have it muted. I'm actually listening to it, and it just plays over and over and over again. Even when I turn it, when I'm not in the room, I'm still singing. So I mean, if he thought making it short will make them want to play it over and over again, it worked because I'm fine with it playing over and over again. At least at this point, and because it's infectious. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I love the visual. I love.
Is that Black Pyramid? He has on Black Pyramid, the black and red, the sweatsuit. Do you think is that Black Pyramid?
Yeah, I think the sweatsuit is Black Pyramid, but that jacket that he has that's blue and yellow, that's Versace. But the warm-up suit is Black Pyramid.
Oh, okay. Oh, dancing on the boxers. It's cute.
And I saw somebody, Shorty 222, or whatever her, something like that. She said, "Oh, you see, he's got on the. I don't know whether she's Jamaican or she was saying he's got on the fringe pants and the white T-shirt. He's acting like a real Jamaican. I never seen Jamaicans dressed like that, so maybe that's a dance hall look or something. I've never seen that.
I didn't think of that, but I did think about Michael Jackson out in the desert dancing with Naomi Campbell. I don't know why, but with that T-shirt on, that's exactly what came to my mind for some reason. Yeah, what song is that? Y'all know what I'm talking about? The video I'm talking about?
The one that has Naomi Campbell in it, right?
Yeah, and he's dancing in the desert. They're like in the desert. He got jeans on. And I can't remember the name of the song, but.
And they hug at the end. I can't remember the name of the song. I can see it now.
Yeah, like I can't, but that's what, when I seen him doing a few moves, it just reminded me of that video so much. I'm like, oh my goodness, look at him.
That's the way you make me feel, is it?
No, it's not that one.
It's a big song. I just can't think of it right now. But I can picture it.
Oh, what is the name of that song?
In the
Closet.
In the closet.
Okay. The song's called In the Closet, yeah. I'm like, I know I remember that song, but yeah.
Everybody's going to be screaming at
yeah, In the Closet.
Yeah.
I love the video. The visual, it's simple because it's simple and it's straight to the point. Like, we're going to dance, and the choreography is amazing. Like,
amazing.
I know he has new choreographers now. It's not Fly Styles and them anymore. It's one of his dancers. His name is Josh. He has Usher's main choreographer is one of his choreographers, and it's another lady. And it's so dope. Like, I was like, who did this? A real Jamaican had to, like, do this choreography, because this choreography, I can just see it. Like,
Are you Jamaican? No.
Early 2000s nostalgia. It's like, it's very simple. He didn't have to do much with the video, because a lot of people was like, well, he could have, like, because I've been watching a lot of, like, YouTube reviews, like, people, like, you know, reacting or, like, looking at the video, and a lot of people complain, like, oh, it's too short. That's the main thing. Like, when the video went up, like, oh, I want more. Where's the rest of the video? I'm like, that's it. That's all he's giving us. That's it.
But, you know, people said that about Party, and Party was 5 minutes long. When the Party video came out, they were like, oh, that's so short. No, it was 5 minutes long. She said it was good. Like, you just want more.
I like that dance routine. That dance routine was everything. When it first started, when they was dancing, oh boy.
And which one?
The girls in the red light.
Tammy.
Talking about in questions or in?
Oh, in Party.
Oh, okay.
When they throw their hands up.
Okay.
When he say, "Bitches dancing naked in my living room," that part. Before that part, they dancing.
Oh yeah, they were imitating that guy on the internet. Remember that guy?
With the little arms thing.
Yeah, I was surprised they didn't have him in the video. They had everybody else on Instagram.
In questions, it's like the way they shot this video is like. It's like most reggae videos. Like, it's like chopped up. That's why you don't really get to see the whole dance routines. It's like from going this place to that place, this, like, you know, all around to everything. It's not like one set scene besides when it first starts and they're dancing. And I like that part when the girls are dancing and then he's like dancing with them on the side.
Yeah, I love the pink scene. The pink scene when the girls are dancing around him in a circle, and then they do that like slow motion thing with their bodies. They literally are hitting every beat of the song. I'm like, oh my goodness, they are amazing. Like, I feel like his girl dancers keep up more with him than his boy dancers. Like, his girl dancers are on it. Like, they dance just as good as he do. And I'm like, geez, they were killing it. Like, I get goosebumps every time. You do that wrap your arms around me part, and they like turn around. I'm like, this is so amazing. Amazing. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, this is amazing. Because it was so funny when I heard the song on that specific part of the song. I had a feeling that in the choreography they were going to dance around him in a circle. I had a feeling. I was like, I feel like at this part, if I can visualize the video, they're going to dance around him in a circle at that part. And I was right. I was like, you need to hire me, sir. I'll be knowing.
But he does listen to these podcasts, so just go ahead and tell Chris to give you that job, right?
Yeah,
Hire me, sir. Remember what I said about the album thing? Hire me, sir.
Well, we have.
Okay,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just trying to wrap things up. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I just want to say this. So the fact that we now know that the album, we got a date, but the fact that it's, what is it? So that's like over a month and a half, almost 2 months away. How do y'all feel about that? And being that, well, I thought we was going to get it in June, then July, then now we're October.
Well, it started off last December, remember? It was supposed to be last December. So, yeah, then it was like, it's middle of summer, and now, but we have a date now. It's good to know we have a date. Halloween's a good, it's a good date. We can come up with a lot of concepts and, for the kickoff. So, yeah, it'll be good. And some people had some suggestions about the kickoff on Halloween. So, we'll definitely leave that in. Make sure, let's hope they hear it. And I'm going to actually send it to them.
Well, he could drop a video for one of them songs, or once the album drops on the 31st of October, he could drop a video for one of the first songs off the album. That would be nice.
Yeah.
I do feel like he's going to play off a lot of the fact that it's a Halloween release. We know Chris likes Halloween, and he goes all out for Halloween.
Yeah.
I feel like that was more so... I don't know why I have this, because the full moon theme and Halloween, and I do feel like he's gonna make a mini movie, something for like Thriller. I do.
That's what I was gonna say.
I feel like he's gonna make like a mini version of Thriller. I really feel like
he's. Oh my God, I was gonna say the same thing.
I agree.
That would be so cool. That would be so cool.
Absolutely.
Oh, that would be so dope.
Well,
and have it like the Halloween party be also a listening party, but have it be like
he's probably gonna do that too. Yeah, because it's exactly on Halloween. So I think his album release party is gonna probably be like a Halloween theme. Even if he doesn't do it exactly on Halloween, like he'll probably have like different. It'd be dope if he go to like different states and different cities and throw like Halloween parties, like Halloween listening parties. That would be so bomb. Like he could do so many good promotional things with the theme of Halloween, and just it gives him like almost 2.5 months of promo. So we know Questions is gonna be like I have the feeling that this is gonna be the big single from the album. Party was a hit, Privacy is a banger, but this will be that one that does well internationally as well as in America. So that's gonna be like a big hit.
And a pop. It's gonna be a pop hit too. You can tell.
Yeah. So I feel like his team are the smart decision of making it. At the end of literally the last day of October, his album is dropping. And he's not even dropping his album on a Friday. Like his album doesn't fall on a Friday. Yeah. So he's doing completely everything different against the norm. He's going against the grain of like what the industry does for albums. And I do feel like his album, and a lot of like articles did say that his album could potentially change the way music, like Beyonce did it when she dropped a visual album for Beyonce. He can switch music up with this if it's done right. And he's creative, so we know he's got some stuff that he's going to pull out that's crazy. But his team is all about RCA, being on they ish, and making sure he gets the proper promotion, and backing that he needs for the album. Because I already know we're going to turn up when
we're going to turn up. We're going to turn up. Yeah.
We're going to turn up.
And it's so funny, RCA tried to promo, instead of tweet out saying, surprise, the video's out for, and then he got dragged for filth on Twitter. RCA Twitter account got dragged for filth. Said, oh, now you want to say something. Okay.
Half million views by the time.
All right, what happened when the song leaked and we were asking you what happened? How did y'all leak his single? How did that happen?
Yeah, people were dragging him.
Yeah. Y'all want to say surprise. Ain't no surprise. Y'all put the damn song on Apple Music a week and a half before we even heard it. Shut up. Don't say that.
Exactly.
And y'all, last thing, for real. Now that you got this video, before you got the Pills and Automobiles video, now do you believe that, in my opinion still, this is what it was supposed to be like in the first place?
Yeah.
And then I think he was gonna drop Pills and Automobiles, and then the video for it. But
I think we're still gonna get the video for Pills and Automobiles.
Yeah, you're gonna get it. I'm just
like
saying.
2 weeks. He can take his time releasing that video, to be quite honest.
Somebody said, oh wait, we got the song we've been waiting for. We got the video we've been waiting for. We don't need NyQuil and Hondo Chorus. I was like, what?
Oh my God. Wow.
The names that I partaked in some of the switching the names around of that song because I just don't care for it. But I do think that he shot a video in a amusement park, like a theme park somewhere. So the visual might be dope. It seems like a summertime vibe. I don't know if the featured artist is in the video.
Video.
I don't know if they shot the
They said that they had to send. Yeah, they sent a filming crew down to film Kodak Black because he's on house arrest, but Chris didn't go down. But yeah, they're gonna have all the people in it. But now, does it really mean anything? I mean, it probably does mean something for the people who love trap music, but by far, Questions is the hit.
Will do well once that, even though I bought it, but I haven't listened to it since I bought it. But I do think the visual will help people to like it better, but it's a no for me.
It's a selection. It's people who love certain genres of music.
I have to honestly say that
Don't say you like it.
Good song. Questions is a good song. Oh, it's cool. It's like in the same box with Chris' other song videos. Like he needs to really step up his game with making videos because they're starting to all look alike, like the same colors, and we need to have more or change or something because it's just like there's not nothing spectacular about it. Like after Grass Ain't Greener, then we have the party one was cool. I like the party song and I like the party video. But then it was Privacy along the same route as Grass Ain't Greener.
It's like he always ends up in a room dancing somewhere, right?
Yeah, he's like a little more creative with his videos. And also, Questions, it still hasn't gotten to 4 million yet, and it seems like it's slowing down. So everybody anticipating that this is going to be the song, but like I told you before, there's a lot of campaigns that are trying to drown out the song, and from the Caribbean community, and whoever was taking on a documentary, they know that this is a big song, and they don't want him to succeed. These people are really serious. The blogs are really serious about keeping him at a certain pace or not being able to go double platinum. And in order for him to really do that, he really needs to get into that pop sphere, and this song can do it. But they're just not going to let him in it. Like, y'all have to be requesting. Y'all have to, because they will play the record, but if nobody's requesting it, like Party probably could have been one of those records, but I wasn't requesting Party. I was just requesting it on the urban and the rhythmic channels. I wasn't really requesting it on pop. So with this song, it seems like the views are starting to slow down already, and it really should be more than, for this song, it really should have been more than almost 4 million, because Party, I think around this time had at least around 6, right?
Party actually did 10 in 4 days.
Yeah.
So but it's other artists in the video too, so you gotta look at. Yeah, like Usher, whether Usher only had 2 billion of those or Gucci had 1 billion or whatever, but those fans, that the features bring in those people fans as well. But with Chris by himself, in my opinion, he has a core group, right? Like the mainstream, the ones that truly do, no matter what it is, they buy everything, they stream everything, they request, but then he has these other people, right? And so, which means they like him for certain reasons. Like they're gonna buy for certain reasons. And sometimes I tell Team Breezy, don't alienate everybody simply because if they like them for this reason, then long as they buy it, I don't care if that's why they like it. Go buy it. Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you for streaming. We thank you. Versus just, because you want to get those numbers up. And because I
With
had
this
seen
kind of song right here, not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but with this kind of song right here, you have to push it while it's early. If you let this song drown out or let these people drown it out, because they are everywhere and they are doing it, they are spreading lies and rumors about it. I have seen it.
Yep.
And I've seen the arguments with the Team Breezy going on, and I read it.
Wait, somebody's lying about the song?
Yeah, they're saying that he stole a song.
Well, Kevin Little even made an Instagram post and a Twitter post that he gave the approval.
And that he got the money was right. He said that the money was right too. He said that. Yep.
Right. And the funny thing is, not only just Kevin Little, but 112 is eating off of this song as well, because Kevin Little sampled 112 song to make Turn Me On.
Yep.
And he added 112 as a writing credit for the song too. So 112 is making money off of Questions too.
Yep. That's right.
All I'm saying is this: they have their campaigns going on, and they had the campaign going on before Kevin even said anything, right? He just now, maybe that's why he's saying it, because his response from so many people was like, "Oh, you stole your song," and that's exactly why he said, "No, the business is taken care of," because these people are real. They do not want.
That's true.
Yeah. They are serious about this, and I've seen it. And I'm telling you guys, that's why I've been, putting up each day doing the new post, because they are trying to kill this song because they know it's a banger. And if we think that it's just going to do the numbers itself, it's not, because it's not on the pop stations, and it needs to be on the pop stations. If we could get it on the pop stations, then
his label got to send it to the radio stations as well. Like, we can request it.
Now.
But they're going to send it to the radio stations, but the radio stations aren't going to play it if people aren't requesting it. That's what I'm saying. They send it to all the radio stations, but if they're not getting requests, for the song, they're not going to play it.
Can I tell you something that a lot of us don't know that happens at radio stations now? People, they have a request line. Right? Remember back in the day when you called the request line, somebody actually answered the request line, and they would actually hear you say, and then they would even play your voice sometimes and say, I need to hear that Chris Brown question song, whatever. That don't happen anymore. Okay? What happens now is money. So what happens is the radio do send the song, and then they pay for so many spins, right? That's how come this just jumped 700 spins. It's part of it is the popularity, right? Because people, when they are talking in general about other subjects or whatever, but the song's names comes up, stuff like that. But it's really, you can request, but I'm just saying the the spins, the number of times you hear it in an hour, that's money. That's money from the radio. Like that whole thing is, because radios don't even really play music no more. It's more about ads, and then they talk a little bit, and then you hear a few songs, and then it's back to the ads. You see what I'm saying? So I just want you to know that it's really more about what the record company is giving the radio station that they send the music to. That's really what it's about. That's why you hear more of Chris' old songs. I hear his old songs here, especially on the radio all the time. Like they are constantly, at least once an hour, I hear Chris Brown on the radio. And so, but it's never just the new stuff. Most of it is something old. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. But that's something I learned. Even JD was saying it. So,
I've heard questions on the radio a few times. Like I went to the store and people were playing it in their cars and stuff. But here in New York, we always support him, and the radio stations always play his music.
Yeah.
But it's more so about the label too, because now with music, who really listens to the radio anymore? For real,
I don't.
App. Everybody listens to music through an app, a streaming service. And right now, through iTunes and streaming services, he's doing very well. So he will have a very, strong debut. I don't even mind if he debuts in like the 50s, because it's all about the song growing. We keep it growing, going up, instead of it dropping or just being stagnant. Because I haven't, out of all the singles he's put out, yes, Party got a well-received, welcome from fans, but it was more so the video. But this song-wise, a lot of people like the song, and I feel like the people that was complaining, like Caribbean Twitter, that was upset, those were people that already didn't like him. Because when people said, you don't like him, it was like, yeah, well, I hate him. So this makes me even more mad that he made this. It's because they already didn't like him.
Yeah, well, I don't care if they hate him or not. I don't want them to kill the song. And so,
but it's not really killing the song, because them talking about it is actually making people want to go buy the video and listen to the song.
It's not 4 million yet. It's not 4 million yet. And it was like 7 from 8 this morning.
It's almost it's 3,900,000 and something, so it's going to hit 4 million within the next half hour. But we're trying to get it to be a streaming party the whole weekend, to try and get it to like 5 or 6 million by the end of Sunday. So that's what we're trying to do. All we can do is get people to keep streaming it.
It happened with French Montana song, the Unforgettable song. I remember when that song first came out, it was stagnant. Like, people weren't watching the video, because that's when French had made like a weird tweet about, a weird, disrespectful tweet to a black girl about her being nappy-headed or something like that. And people weren't effing with him. But then all of a sudden, boom, the song was a big hit. It's like number 3 on Billboard now, and the video got like 300 million views. And I'm like, when the hell did this happen?
It is a hot song.
Yeah, but see, that's it. If the song catches on, it can have a slow start, but eventually if it pops off, then that's it. Because honestly, if they start running the hole in questions, I'm going to get sick of the song, and I don't want to get sick of the song. Because they ran Party in a hole, too. I didn't want to hear that no more. I barely listen to Party now. They done ran a hole in that.
But see, you know how these things, how they really happen? And this is the thing that I wish would happen for Chris, because I believe he do it for so many other people, but not enough people do it for him. But I have to always remember that no matter what the hate group campaign is, ain't nothing they say gonna hurt him. You're always gonna find a record somewhere. As soon as they come with the campaign, something's gonna come. Oh, Chris Brown, the only artist and such and such, and Chris Brown this. But I said it to say, one thing I always wish, like say, even when Wild Thoughts dropped, you had all these big artists coming and liking it, saying it, putting it up and playing it, and this kind of stuff. But when, Chris will do that for other people, right? Their song hitting, he liking their videos, and he'll be like, go get my man stuff or do this and that. But all Chris got that's helping him is the people that he trying to help. So they ain't really garnering anything as far as a mainstream, type thing. Like, if you had Ed Sheeran put up this video, think about who just, who's gonna go watch this song or video now. But they it's like they don't do that for him. You see what I'm saying? But he do it
for other
people. Well, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, a lot of times we get numbers misconstrued. We know how we see Chris, right? But we got to remember, the rest of the world don't. They just don't anymore. They all agree that he's talented, but nobody wants to give him the love for his talent, because they feel like they're justified in having the hate, which they're not, but that's how they feel. So they don't want to give him. He'll never get a view from me, or he won't this, whatever. So then we don't see his numbers go through the roof as they should. But yet continuously, he keeps winning. That's the thing. He just keeps winning. And so, it might not be the accolades, but he just keep on winning. And they keep calling him, can you do this record? You got a song we can have? This, whatever. Whatever it is they need.
Right. And somebody got to be lying like that nobody's paying attention to him when, he's like constantly like in records as far as like Billboard and charting goes. And it's just like, dude, somebody's lying. Who ain't checking for him? Because I think currently he's like the male singer with the most consecutive weeks charted. Like, no, I thought such and such, we wasn't checking for him. Well, I don't know. He literally, I think he's only one of like few artists since the year of 2005 to have a song chart on Billboard. He's charted on Billboard every year of his career, period. Like, he's never not been a year since he came out that he hasn't charted on Billboard. Whether it's a feature or his song by itself, he's always been on Billboard. And it's kind of like, That's consistency. And if nobody was checking for him, clearly these songs wouldn't chart at all. The good thing about this is he's about to give us a 40-song album. Now, we could get 20 or 30 of the 40 songs on the Billboard charts. He's going to make history. Because
that's right,
exactly. The most entries from one project on Billboard.
And it wouldn't matter if it was number 60 to 100. If he's on Billboard, he's on Billboard. And if you can get all those songs on Billboard, do you know how that's still major? You got a gazillion artists out here, and he's one. So if he can chart like that, now of course we want to see him number one. I ain't trying to take that away, but I'm just saying we got to remember and really look at it on that big scale like that. And I think, I hear what Tammy's saying. So as loud as the antagonizers are, then you have to be as loud with your praise and we got to get this song, I'm jamming or whatever. You just have to be as big. If you don't do requests, then do your stream. Whatever you do, just do it. That's the way I look at it. Whatever you do, just do that and do it all you can so that he can get that support. But I just look at it like he still don't lose. I mean, somebody said the other day, man, Privacy is a flop. I said, how? How is it a flop? If it's gold, how is it a flop? If Party is gold or platinum, whatever these records are, I can't remember now, but
because
that's not a flop.
Other artists are going double platinum.
Right, so they're looking at other artists. They're trying to compare
for that,
him.
though, and a lot of Chris's sales, if his label, or if he really, because you could show that he's not really so concerned about plaques and stuff, because he's already accomplished everything that you can think of. He already did. He won a Grammy. Every mainstream American music award, he's won it for every single one, like everything. He's won it all.
All we need is one. All we need is one. All we need is one. If
he
we
just
get
needs
one record, right? If we get one record on pop radio and it does those numbers, you won't have to worry about the hater group, because those big records are never successful. It takes the hate away. See, they are there because they feel.
Even if his song was they Questions would end up being number one. If Questions was to go number one on the Hot 100, people will still hate him. Like
they will still hate him. And you know what that
let him go number one.
But here's one thing though. Here's
it's succeeding in doing the numbers. It wouldn't be as much. You understand?
You think
it wouldn't be as much.
No,
you think
here's what happens. But here's what happens.
Here's what happens in music. Let me finish.
Sure.
Once he does get one song through, and it hopefully, if it would be Questions, if he does get that through to pop radio and they play it a lot, and that's how, pop music has the most radio stations. I mean, it's urban and original combined. Pop radio. That's why they always go triple and 2 times platinum, because there's way more listeners. So anyway, if he does do those numbers, right? Any other song he drops, it will put him right into that again. You understand? Unless it's really R&B. But it would like be an opening again for him to get like another pop song, because it's very hard to get into pop. But those who are already in it, all of their songs will always keep going back. It's not a problem.
That's people paying for it, though. Because I remember when Wild Thoughts came out.
I don't believe that, because we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna do at number 8. I'm gonna y'all see for yourselves. Number 8, right? 8:00 on what is it? What is it called? Most Requested Live, right? Now you see how many people request those songs within like 20 minutes. Those are all of the pop stations, and they're requesting Selena Gomez or whoever, Harry Styles, whoever, blah, 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 blah. But just look how many people in the amount of time that request those songs. And that's why they play those songs for them.
I want you to think who you're talking about. In Selena Gomez, yeah, exactly. Not nobody. Let me take that back. The majority of Chris's fans base. And this is what, see, we tend to, like, we keep thinking about beautiful people and those things that were crossover hits. But what we gotta remember, his main audience, I'm talking about the ones who's engaging every single day. Those people are not on the phone requesting on pop radio. They're listening to V103. They're listening to Hot 97.
You don't gotta be on
They're
the
listening
phone.
to. I mean, I'm just saying though that's like, this is the laziest generation ever. Like, if I can't just hit the app and click request,
all you have
nobody's
to do
doing
is
it.
type request Chris Brown.
And then some of them act like they don't know
That's it.
how to do it. And I'm like,
I'm
girl,
serious.
Add 3 more people
it out.
in. That's it.
I hear
How
you.
about this? How about wait. How about this, Tammy? Can you resend that information that you're talking about? Because I saw it. I think I saw it on Twitter, and I think I saw it in the DMs. Can you resend that so we can repost that to remind people to do that?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Can you do that?
Sure.
Because I know it's buried in our tweet somewhere, but we could also put that on Facebook, and we could also put that on Instagram. But we definitely want to get that out to the people on Facebook.
Yeah. But okay,
Yeah, sure. No problem.
This is a great way to close out the show. We're approaching 4 hours now. We gotta wind it up. But this has been great. I mean, as much as we've gone back and forth, there's still a lot of productive conversation here. So we've got some action items. One in particular is to, get into a request, but also streaming. I think the reason I'm saying that is because have you seen the DJ? What is her name? Because I know her by her real name, but Val Santos. She's a DJ at in San Antonio. I can't think of the name of the station, but she told me that with Twitter requests, a lot of those kind of requests, that they don't even look at them. In particular, there was a song that came out. I won't say the artist's name, and she was saying that what they do is the artist, or not the artist, but the record company will pay for certain kinds of ads, and in exchange with, I don't know how this is worked out because it's illegal, but they managed to do it legally. It's basically legal payola or a way around payola. They pay for certain ads, and then they'll play these songs. If they don't get actual requests and calls, like you say, you've got a call, they stop playing the song once that ad is up. So they'll
exactly.
A lot of times there's a burst for certain songs of requests. Or not request, but
they tell you it's a request.
Yeah. They
tell you it's request. Yeah.
Play, really, not really request. They'll burst of plays, and then it just dies away. Like a lot of times, like you see that first week sales 1 million, but after that they can't sell 5,000. It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
It's that's payola. I mean that's.
But you know what?
Payola.
That's why they have PR people at radio at the labels.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the PR person's job when an artist drops a single, is to get the radio station to push that song. So
I don't think Chris has PR though.
He does have PR, but this is the thing: he's not going to pay. Okay,
right?
He's not going to
exactly.
do that. That's not going to happen. And
That's
he always
it right
talks about integrity, and that is what he's talking about.
And that's what JD was saying. JD said, why is it now? Why I gotta slide a DJ, cash to play a record when if the record's hot, why you not playing it? You a DJ. Well, that's because that's not how radio works anymore. Like everybody's trying to get a dime, and now ads is big. So it's like, okay, if we got this company, you pay for, however many hours of this ad, then we're gonna play your song this many times. And then that's when you see the media-based chart come out, and it'll say, oh, this song up, 500 spins in this category, right? Because they just paid for that. So that you're gonna hear that in that radio genre. Oh man, it's gonna be going crazy every hour on the hour. But then all of a sudden, boom. And it's not that nobody's requesting it anymore. It's because we ain't paying you another $100,000 to play this thing, like that. That's just kind of how it is.
I don't think it's always paying all the time. It's also the artist too. Like if you have already proving yourself to be a hit artist, I mean, of course you're gonna get that slot before anyone else does. You understand? Because you have putting out hits, Billboard #1 hit after hit. So of course, if they say, "Oh, she's dropping something," then everybody's gonna want to play that song. That's just how it goes. That's why I say.
Yeah, but how do you get there? That's the thing. So how do you get there though? How did you get to #1 on Billboard? Right. So once you get there, like you say,
Like
when you have these people.
If people are paying, but a lot of the music are hit music. Like Wild Thoughts was a hot song. I mean, who's gonna pay for Wild Thoughts to play on the radio? Do you really have to pay for Wild Thoughts to play on the radio? Yeah, I don't think so. That's
I don't think you have to
think of a specific song, but we're talking about a large number.
Right.
And if you remember when Kanye had that rant, Kanye's not crazy. He basically was just spitting truth, and people want to call him crazy. But that's what happens. I mean, I know you don't want to accept that, but it's true. And I mean, we just have to keep fighting. But it's true. I mean, we're fighting against, a system. I mean, it's real.
Like you do. It's just that's how it is. When you get to a certain place, you're right. Every time you turn around, but somewhere it had to get there, and that's how it usually starts. So I mean,
we're gonna have to get there because. Like Paula said, he's not going to pay because of integrity. So that's what I'm saying. And it's not really hard. It's not really hard. It's very simple. It's just like little things like Shazam, the song, because all of those things are related to those top radio stations. That's what they look at. They look at the Shazam. They look at the most wanted.
I asked somebody this a million times. The Shazam helps with radio spins in Billboard. Somebody told me no.
It's not like it has anything to do with billboards or anything like that, but it's very popular amongst the radio stations, like Top Radio and stuff like that, because they have their own site and it goes according to how many times it was hit, like how many hits it has, the songs, and they have their own charts too. Shazam has their own charts as well, but just like little things like that, you can just do, which really doesn't take any time or effort. You know what I'm saying?
A
Yeah.
lot of people discount their songs on iTunes too. I noticed a lot of them songs that's in the top like 40 on iTunes is like 69 cents. I said, what is that about?
Yeah.
And it happened
that's
so
true.
much that finally they made a rule that it couldn't go below a certain, at least in the first week, it couldn't go below a certain price and still be a #1 album. I remember when that happened. Because remember, Lady Gaga's album at one time was $1, and it went #1. And that's when they changed it.
Everybody goes through and they find out what the new thing is, and then they take full-fledged advantage of it. So like that's what people are doing now. Chris isn't doing that, and for me, I think he should, because that's not going against integrity. That's the new rules of Billboard. That's what they're counting now. So you need to get in and make sure you're counted. I know at first he was against it. I ain't worried about the stream, just buy my it. But now he's like, nah, okay, y'all go stream that. Go stream that, because he's starting to understand, maybe we better stream this. He even talked about it when it first counted. Because remember, back when it first started counting, that's how he figured out that X was platinum or gold or whatever, because streaming started to count. So, we found out also the Grammy is considering mixtapes now. Why? Because Chance the Rapper, that's really what his was. It was free. So he didn't even sell it ever. So it was a mixtape, and they counted it. So guess what? Chris got mixtapes out there now. Some of them, I'm just saying, but they're out there. So it's like those things are free. Stream them, like stream. That streaming number is incredible too. So request, stream, buy, whatever you do. But I think buy and just give them the money quicker. But the streams, you have to generate, but still.
Yeah.
These people, they're just ahead of the game, man. They're taking full-fledged advantage of it.
Right.
And I want him to do the same thing. Take advantage of it. It's not cheating. These are the rules now. So take advantage.
You know, it's just everybody does it.
But
That is,
because he listens. So what
Yeah.
could be a partnership that he should, like a major partnership that he could possibly, willing, but if he could, and if he, decides to do so, they should do like a thing with Apple Music.
That's what I was gonna say.
yeah.
That's what I was gonna say. Especially when they're getting ready to it needs to be right when they're debuting a new phone. And then they say, kind of like the YouTube thing. Right now, the YouTube thing messed up, but you just have to be able to, if you want to download it, but have it right there for streaming, period. Those type of things. Say, hey, he joined in with Apple Music and get his stuff. Because why do you think when we see old boy album drop, why is it he's with Apple Music? Like, come on. That's not even and Apple has one of the biggest platforms in streaming, period.
Definitely.
So get your name out there or join with Spotify. Do Spotify do this kind of stuff? I know Pandora does, but see, Pandora's kind of down on the totem pole right now, as far as streaming and stuff.
Even though they started it, they Spotify.
Deandra said it takes the longest to get a check from Pandora than it does from all the other, major platforms.
Right.
And she said YouTube is actually, they pay right, but they are slow as well. She said the number one place she get the money from first is Apple. She said Apple is first. She said then Spotify, then Tidal, then YouTube, then Pandora. She said that's usually how her checks come.
I think if he marketed
from streaming,
right, he marketed
stuff,
right, promotes it right, I do think he will have a really good first week. I guess if they're counting, if he's putting the songs, Grass Ain't Greener, Privacy, Party, and Questions, well, we know Questions is going to be on the album, and Party and Privacy, but if he adds Grass Ain't Greener, those streams that those singles generated will count towards the final streams of the album, which is pretty dope, because I think he has like close to 300 million streams off of those songs alone, so that would work for him, but that's 40 songs, that's a lot of streaming, and who knows how long that album's going to be. I could sit through it and do it, because if it's a good album, I'm going to listen to it.
Well, the thing is, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's essentially a playlist. I don't consider a 40-song playlist long. I have a playlist called Long Ride that has like 100 and some songs on it. I've never listened to it straight through, but if I have a long ride, I have listened to maybe 60 of them in a row, just sitting and riding somewhere. So, 40 to me is not a long playlist. Not to me. As an album, it's a lot for a physical album, but for a playlist, it's not.
Just remember when you're starting to stream the album, if you're on Apple Music and you pull up Heartbreak on a Full Moon, just start listening to the songs and just pray that it's at least 1,500 people listening to the album as well. It ain't got to be the same song. It just needs to be 1,500 plays. You keep playing, just keep playing it. And so as those songs are playing, you're generating sales for the album. And that's how album sales generate. You got to be on the album itself and then play the songs on the album. And as you're playing songs, you play somebody else's playing songs, and that's how the streams are accumulating. You know what I'm saying? So don't always think about, oh man, only listen to the album 10 times today, like that. Just think about it. When I was listening and I played, maybe I played Questions 50 times, because I kept repeating. Somebody else might have been playing it 100 times and so on and so forth. Right. So that's an album download. So you just keep thinking of it like that versus in that it's 40 songs. How we're gonna, get this album up. Don't, just think about it like that. And maybe it'll translate a little better.
And just like with song with Jhené Aiko, certain songs that aren't singles will become popular. And so those can generate millions of streams. So
like
he had so many gems on X that could have been singles. He just scrapped that era so fast.
Oh my gosh!
But I felt the same way about Fame. I felt he could have gone 2 years on Fame. There was a single song to skip on that album. I just pray that he'll give when it drops that mini movie
will take us, I just want the album to flow with the title. If you've given me a title, then flow with the title. Please don't take me all around the world and I have no idea what the album itself is about because I'm everywhere. Just put me in the flow and you can give me a up-tempo, you're a pop, you can give a pop, a trap, a R&B, and say about 5 of them into that little mini movie, right? And what it does is, because it's going to hit home with every fan that you have that likes specific ones, but especially that just like that whole flow. And then that's going to be, let's go. We got to listen to this because, look, he's telling us a story, quote unquote. And, let it flow like that. That's what I hope for. You give us the title.
That was
stay
main
on point.
When we first started talking, I said that the album being cohesive. I need it. It's 40 songs. It has to be cohesive. It has to flow. It has to tell a story. And I said if he's doing it like the physical copy, he needs to make it like a double disc where one part, first disc can be like the heartbreak, part of the album. And it's like the slower songs, the songs with substance, the ballads or whatever. And then like full moon part is like when the beast comes out and then,
the evolution.
The tempos and I guess the trap songs, the bangers and stuff like that. It's like so that it can flow and you don't go from like a ballad to like a shaking your ass song to like a reggae song. What the hell's going on here? It's too much. Like, it doesn't flow, So I hope that's what he's taking into consideration because with Chris, his albums are never really cohesive. They're always, you get a pop record here, then the EDM record here, then a rap song here, and it's just like, dude, make it flow a little bit.
Well,
I just wanted to go with that, Yeah,
but with the theme, it doesn't have to be the same tempo, but it's just like I would say graffiti. I know nobody loves graffiti as much as I do, but graffiti to me is a masterpiece.
I love graffiti.
It is a theme, and it is cohesive. Other than, it tells you a story, but it's told in different ways. There's different voices but it's still around the
same story. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
we have that same story that feeds everything. That's what makes it cohesive.
So then the lyrics, the storytelling, it don't matter the beat of the song, but he's staying with the flow of what he's trying to convey to the audience. And that's what I'm saying. Heartbreak on a Full Moon. Then tell me what you're saying. That I listen to every album like that. That I listen to every album like that. That's how I listen to albums. And I look at the title. Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, I'm sorry.
I was just saying I look at the title, and then when the artists say, "Oh, this album is," whatever they give. Like when Chris, started talking about X at the very beginning before he got on the radio, it was more personal. But by the time he got to the radio, it was more like, "Oh, it's 10 songs because I've been in the game 10 years, and so I'm gonna give 10." And I'm kind of like, "Huh?" That's what X is about. Oh, okay, I'm lost now because I don't know.
Yeah, because some of the songs, like Mirage should have been. Mirage was everything. Mirage kept me from blowing stuff up. I was angry most of 2012, and Mirage helped me get my aggression up. I had to sing that all the time to calm myself down. And so there's a lot of rage and there's a lot of story in that song. But these songs were swept. They were just ignored. And it had Nas on it. My God. How can you not make a video in a
He focused more so on the pop records on Fortune. He gave us Turn Up the Music. He gave us Don't Wake Me Up. What else was Don't Judge Me? And then Sweet Love. He gave us the Till I Die record. With, he gave us a lot of videos, a lot of visuals from that album. But like the standout singles, were pop or EDM type of records. So
I think a lot of it has to do with his whatever he's dealing with. Once the album dropped, like whatever he's dealing with, then sometimes he switches off, like from where he was gonna go. Then he's like, nah, forget that. I'm doing this right here. I'm going over here. When you had a big record like that record with Kendrick Lamar, what is that?
Autumn Leaves.
Autumn Leaves. But then we know all the stuff that was kind of going on, and then you go in and you get, and it was so much. Or you come back and say like the song with Ariana Grande. I was, oh my God, that song, right?
And that visual.
But then it was like, she on the album, she ain't on the album. Yeah. Wait a minute, we got the visual.
She's not on the album version, right?
Right. So I'm just saying though, those were some great records, but Kendrick Lamar wasn't in the video. It just was, I don't know. It just kind of take the power from where
we
he
know
delivered
why
on it.
Ariana got pulled from the song, because her label just felt like they didn't, their schedules was conflicted when she went to jail, and I guess they didn't want her to be, associated with that because she's a bubblegum image, so kind of like. But a lot of people were really here for that, and the visual that we were, going to get for the song, like the princess and the peasant, it was dope. Like, he had blue contacts on in that video. I just noticed that, like, not too long ago when I watched it. I was like, did he have blue contacts in his eyes?
He did.
And quite honestly, that song might even be platinum. If Drunk Texting is platinum, I'm sure that song's platinum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We need to check and see what any of those songs are
So
still
that's what
doing.
I'm saying. His certifications, like his songs, he's sitting on a lot of songs that, like, just say platinum or gold. That's either songs that says gold that's already platinum, or songs that's platinum that's multi-platinum. But he doesn't update his plaques because I guess he feel like you gotta buy those plaques, one, and he probably like, I don't have to like constantly update my plaques to show people that I'm not a flop. I know what I've done,
Right.
Like,
The only reason we know Drunk Texting went platinum is because the songwriters made sure that it got its certification, because they wanted the plaques for themselves, and that's how we found out Drunk Texting went platinum. So
yeah,
Chris didn't say nothing about it.
Yeah, just like whatever. Just like whatever.
Well, everybody,
another flag another day.
This was a great conversation. We got a lot accomplished, and some great stories. One thing, Sin had to leave, but she's graduated high school and she's going to college. So I'm not sure how often we'll get to hear from her, but we just to say congratulations to Sin.
Congratulations!
Congrats!
She'll hear this. So.
Congrats!
And so
yes, congratulations.
And she said she's going to, I can't remember what school in Illinois, but it's really exciting for her. Our little baby, she's going away to college. That's great. So we're going to wrap this up. It's going to be a little. I've been trying to be consistently get this out on Wednesdays every week. 4 hours is a lot. We're at 4 hours at this point, so we're going to wind this up. But thank you all for contributing. It was exciting today. It was really, really good. And just disagreements help, but those are good. Sometimes you get a lot of information out of going back and forth and disagreeing. So that's a great thing. I mean, that's what makes good conversation. So thanks again.
I can't wait till Fragrant comes on.
To what comes on?
He's so happy. He's so happy.
Wait till he gets on. Oh my goodness.
Because he always wanted that pop song from Chris with no cussing, and he got exactly what he wanted. So he's so happy right now with the song and the video. But we're trying to do, that's another thing too. We're trying to come up with another day and time just to get some people from different time zones. We got people from South Africa, India, the Caribbean, and Nigeria who want to join. But the time zones that we're using right now is not good for them. So we're going to probably try and do another time zone to try and get some of the people who are in those time zones.
Now, we're not talking about every week, but at least, every so often, if we could just manage to, it would be an inconvenience for some of us. So if you can't do it, we understand. We just want to try to expand to, some of the other people who would like to participate. Fabian would love to be on, and I can't remember the woman's name her name's Susanna from Nigeria. And she was saying, it's at night, and this is the middle of the afternoon. She was it's a nice night in Nigeria. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's like 6 hours. I think they may be on the same time zone as France. So it's about 6 hours ahead, which is not as bad as Pragyan, which is 12 hours. Close to 12
Oh my
hours.
God.
Yeah. But like I said, it wouldn't be every week. We can manage that every week. But at least, every so often, maybe once a month or so, we could have a day where we could get more people in other time zones. Okay. All right. Well, thanks again, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend.
You
You
too.
too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us on this episode, and we hope you'll join us again at the Vanguard.